First on Fox, a driver caught on camera abandoning their dog at the dead end of a West Valley neighborhood. The malnourished dog was rescued by a Good Samaritan. Fox 10's Kenzie Beach joins us live tonight from Surprise. Kenzie.
Yeah, in the video, the driver acts as if nobody's watching, and it all happened in broad daylight as they tossed the dog out of the car right here on the edge of the desert. Surprise police now looking for who's responsible, and this little pup is looking for a new home.
I was like, it's okay, you're okay. And I picked it up, and my dog was loving on it too.
In a quiet Surprise neighborhood, Joanne Busen was in disbelief as she watched a puppy be tossed out of a car door.
And I was screaming. I couldn't get myself collected fast enough.
A neighboring home caught it all on camera, a red mid-sized car pulling up to the dead end of Peoria Avenue.
I saw the bumper of a vehicle and then the dog getting tossed out of the vehicle, and then the dog running towards the vehicle.
The dog chasing after the car as it sped off, the driver deserting the dog to fend for itself in plain sight.
They felt defeated. You can tell when a dog is sad or defeated. It's not okay. You even had the audacity to say bye in the video, and not in a nice way.
Bye-bye.
Don't be a soulless human.
The dog's ribs visible along its entire body.
Carried the dog all the way home with my dog and fed it.
The unnamed male pup is not chipped. It's now with Maricopa County Animal Control. The video of the car and license plate is with Surprise PD.
I get that life can be hard sometimes, and if you can't take care of your animal, then find somebody that can. And just don't be an irresponsible human. Don't be soulless.
Absolutely heartbreaking video to watch. Now, it was right here on this road where that dog was tossed out this afternoon. Houses over here to the left, but this is a dead end that comes up to the West Valley Desert, a massive canal. And we've been out here all night hearing the coyotes and wild animals, tons of them out there. So who knows what would have happened to this dog. But Surprise police are looking for the people responsible. That license plate captured in that video is with the Surprise police now. And if you want to adopt this dog, you can head to our website, fox10phoenix.com, for more information. That dog now with the Maricopa County Animal Control. Reporting live in Surprise, Kenzie Beach, Fox 10 News.
Arrest 2 people accused of abandoning a dog in Surprise. This surveillance video shows the dog being left in a dead-end street near Peoria Drive and Perryville Road. Today, 20-year-old Logan Gamble and 26-year-old Priscilla Galanos turned themselves in. They both face misdemeanor animal cruelty charges. The dog will be turned over to the Arizona Humane Society this week, where he'll go up for adoption.
Cole, you're still all bundled up, but how's it feeling now? It's got to be pretty cold.
It is pretty cold out here, yeah. I did put the snow pants on because we needed an extra layer there. And I will tell you, we just talked about that tragic fatal crash. I heard you guys talking about it, and that was a big message I wanted to share because we came out here and we're just in a parking lot and the snow is coming down, but then right underneath it, there's some icy conditions. We were slipping a little bit, and that's just in a parking lot here. So we really, really want people, like you said, John, to stay at home tonight if you can. The snow was tapering off for a little bit, but it's coming down heavy again. Low visibility. It's already dark at night, and you've got some of these icy conditions coming through because it is getting colder, so things are starting to freeze. It's pretty decent snow still. It's getting a little fluffier as we head into the nighttime, so it'll be pretty nice tomorrow to see what we've got in the morning show. Now, today we did talk to several people who were out and about in Flagstaff, a lot of them enjoying the winter weather and staying safe right in downtown, not getting out on the major roadways. And here's what they had to say about the things they enjoy to do on a day like today.
I like being inside and watching it from the inside, the snow.
I'm shredding some raw, you know, that's all. Usually go up there, get fitted out, and then go to the bar, get a shot of Rumplemints, and go down the slopes.
I'm here with my girlfriend. She's from Arizona, and so she's wearing a sweater for like the first time since she's had it, and I'm super pumped about it. Plus, she's never seen snow before fall from the sky. It's gonna be magic.
What's your name? Yeah? Hi, honey. Honey, are you enjoying the weather? Yeah? How about that? Yeah? I'll give you a kiss. You guys know I had to see the dog in the little jacket. I had to meet that dog. And you know what? I think that's a good message. Bundle up if you're going to be here in the high country in the middle of this snow. If you're not in the high country, don't try to get here, as you said, John, for a couple of days, because tomorrow there's another round coming through. And I know we're going to talk about that with our weather coverage in the show later on, but it's just best to stay safe. We made it up here before everything happened. We're staying tonight in Flagstaff. We'll be back live in the morning show tomorrow to bring you the latest, but you know, just handle this the safest you can, because we don't want to report on any more fatal wrecks or anything else regarding this. We just want people to enjoy the winter weather as it's here.
Now, this fabulous fur you've got going tonight, is this from your stint as a correspondent in Minsk, or what is this from?
Yes, it's the latest line, darling. Yes, yes. No, this is actually a really, really great Christmas present I got a few years ago from my husband, so shout out. He said he was going to stay up to watch the 9 o'clock, and this was a great present because, look, it's coming really in handy today. I think I might switch it up tomorrow and put an even heavier one on. No fur, though, unfortunately, so people will be missing out on that.
You thought you left this behind in Terre Haute, right?
No. Yeah, no. I knew that there was going to be some snow coverage, and I remember when I was interviewing for this job, I said, anytime you want to send me up to Flagstaff, I'm there. So I'm fulfilling that prophecy now. But,
did you bring your
and it's been fun, but we just... I didn't. I don't. Yeah, I am not as much of an aficionado at snowboarding as you know, Anita was saying in the morning. But I mean, Snowbowl would be a cool place to go. I will say that. But that Snowbowl road, you have to have like chains on your car on days like this. So we're not going to even attempt it, I don't think.
That's the only problem. Is they get all the snow and it's great, but you can't
it's hard
really
to get up there sometimes in I-17.
Getting there is hard, and getting there is difficult. Yeah.
Okay.
But tomorrow, hopefully, it'll start to lessen up a little bit, and this weekend people can hit Snowbowl. Hopefully, the snow's still here. Should make for some pretty nice weather once this all comes through.
Okay, you're back on tomorrow morning, so how much sleep do you get tonight?
Yes. Enough. Enough is the answer. Yeah, enough.
It's true.
Yeah, I'll be up and ready to go tomorrow morning. So enough is the answer.
Will be great.
Yes. Thank
Nicole,
you,
thank you.
Yes.
Great stuff. Thanks for joining us tonight at 9 o'clock. A big change for roughly 1 million Canadians who visit Arizona every year.
New regulations will change the legal process for snowbirds who live in our state for months at a time. Fox 10's Kenzie Beach joins us live in studio tonight with what this is going to look like. Kenzie.
Yeah, guys. Well, for Canadians as they flock down to the valley for the winter months, anyone looking to spend more than 30 days in Arizona will now have to register with the U.S. government. Some fear these changes could impact the valley's economy.
There's going to be billions of dollars in tourism money that will disappear, billions of dollars of real estate purchases that will disappear. So hopefully it's not a long-term problem.
Canada to USA does a lot of the back-end work for snowbirds with a hub right here in Arizona. CEO Miles Symbolic says new registration requirements have some Canadians worried.
I think the first initial shock did scare everybody.
Starting April 11th, any Canadians staying longer than 30 days will be required to file registration paperwork. The biggest change will be to drivers entering the country, as air travel already requires documentation.
People are just going to be forced to make sure they register now.
A recent survey by Canada to USA revealed 75% of Canadians that took yearly trips to the valley have decided to cut back or cancel their travels altogether, something that could have a long-term impact on the valley economy.
If half the people start deciding not to come here every winter, that's a lot of money that could disappear from the economy in Arizona.
This comes as political tensions have risen between Canada and the U.S., but it's not the only reasons Canadians are selling their properties in the valley.
It's partly because of the weaker Canadian dollar as well. The costs have just become too expensive for Canadians coming down. You know, when they first started coming down 10 or 15 years ago, the dollar was near par.
Now, the Canada-Arizona Business Council says that Canadian snowbirds add an estimated $1.4 billion to Arizona's economy each year. This new mandate also requires anyone over the age of 14 to be fingerprinted. Reporting live in studio tonight, Kenzie Beach, Fox 10 News.
Kenzie, thanks.
We now know 2 people died on that road in the wintry conditions near Williams on Thursday, and the roads are also being prepped for more winter weather ahead. off the I-17 heading up towards Flagstaff. Cars drive by as dark rain clouds loom ahead, a hint towards the valley rain and northern snowfall looming on the horizon. Tessa Floridian, trying to see the Grand Canyon, is trying to drive up through some of the snow today.
Not a lot, I'm just going to go real slow.
But road closures might make her journey difficult. Throughout the day, ADOT deployed about 400 snowplows up north and closed parts of northern highways.
Storm that's forecast to come through does need to pass, and our plows need to get the road surface to black and wet to safely reopen.
Which is why Kathy Klein with the Arizona Department of Transportation urged drivers to rethink their plans.
We are recommending don't go to northern Arizona if you don't have to. Just postpone travel till this winter storm passes.
On Thursday, a winter road collision involving 13 cars, 5 commercial vehicles, and 5 unattached trailers killed 2 people just west of Williams. A Fox 10 viewer sent us this video of the aftermath. While what exactly happened is still under investigation, ADOT says several cars were trying to avoid a commercial vehicle that jackknifed into the right-hand lane. But when they tried to merge into the left lane, several failed to reduce their speed, leading to another commercial vehicle jackknifing, strafing other cars, and sparking a fire. The severe weather and traffic congestion delayed first responders from arriving to the scene. The fire burned for more than 12 hours, destroying all the vehicles. Billy, who lives in Prescott, warns that driving in these conditions is nothing to take lightly.
You just have to slow down. You have to slow down and watch people around you because
dad,
they don't. They speed and when you're on the ice, you're going to slide.
Kathy says the best course of action is not to travel up north at all. But if you have to, bring emergency supplies and expect delays.
Be prepared to spend a lot of time on the roads.
Here at Fox 10, we're going to have more information about the road conditions, both live on air and online. Reporting here in Phoenix, Lauren Clark, Fox 10 News.
The mother of a man shot and killed by a DPS trooper back in 2020 has been ordered to pay the state $350,000 in legal fees. Deion Johnson was killed during an altercation near the Loop 101 in Tatum. County attorney did not pursue charges, believing the trooper acted in self-defense. So in 2021, Johnson's mother, Irma, sued the trooper and the state, but a judge eventually threw out that lawsuit. Yesterday, the judge ruled that she must pay the state for its accrued legal fees from the case. State asked for more than $800,000.
Yeah, the December 2017 indictment alleges 10 counts of child abuse in the first-degree murder of 7-year-old Sinai Cunningham. There's no new charges in the case as the parents await trial. So why are the father and stepmother asking for new release conditions? Well, the child's father, Jermaine Cunningham, and the child's stepmother, Lisa Cunningham, were originally released without bond and wore ankle monitors when the case was first filed. The state later upgrading the case to capital murder led both Lisa and Jermaine Cunningham to face the death penalty. The two have been in jail the last 7 years awaiting trial. The indictment claims there was 10 months of child abuse before the child's death, with allegations that the child was zip-tied inside of a pack-and-play the day before she was taken to the hospital where she later died. The death penalty now off the table. The defense of both parties has filed a motion to modify their release conditions. In court Friday, Sinai's biological mother took the stand for the first time against the Cunningham's release.
I don't understand why we're in a different position unless the state is alleging something new.
It's certainly not. We're not asking you to rubber stamp what was going on before, Judge. We simply ask that you return Mr. Cunningham to the terms that he enjoyed in 2018 when the case was non-capital, which it is again.
I still get to make my own independent determination.
As a mother, my heart will forever be shattered that my beautiful daughter, Sanat, was taken from me by her mother and her father and stepmother, who treated her so cruelly. Jermaine and Lisa should not be released under any circumstances.
Now, the judge is expected to make a decision tomorrow morning, but the state fears that if Lisa and Jermaine Cunningham are released, they could flee the country, as Lisa Cunningham has ties to Australia. Now, trial is expected to take place in 4 months. Tonight on Fox 10, we'll hear from Phoenix criminal defense attorney Jason Lamb specifically on this case. Reporting live tonight, Kenzie Beach, Fox 10 News.
DCS is confirming to Fox 10 the agency has opened a licensing inquiry, and this is into a Mesa group home where a 14-year-old girl lived before she disappeared and then was later found dead last month.
Lawmakers working on a measure to protect more indigenous people in our state. Dominique Newland has the story. Dom?
Good morning. So the death of Emily Pike is still under investigation, but some are wondering if a measure like the one that's currently moving through the legislature could have saved her. So we're talking about House Bill 2281. There was a Senate Public Safety hearing about it, and that measure would expand Amber Alert and Silver Alert systems to include missing indigenous people. Supporters say that the bill would help protect an underserved population, especially women and girls who go missing at a disproportionate rate. Emily Pike was a member of the San Carlos Apache tribe. Her body was found near Globe on Valentine's Day, more than a week after she was reported missing from her group home.
These alerts are fantastic, but we leave off a segment of population who go missing, and the state of Arizona doesn't even know to look for them.
So we know when it comes to Amber Alerts, they cover children, but there are certain criteria that must be set before it actually does become an Amber Alert. And so not all missing persons cases do fall under Amber Alerts. However, with this House Bill 2281, it's already passed in the House. Now it goes to the Senate, and if that were to go through to be passed, it's headed to Governor Hobbs' office for her signature. I'll send it back.
New details tonight on a deadly crash on the Loop 202 this morning. Police now saying a Good Samaritan was killed trying to check on a car involved in a crash. It happened near 32nd Street around 5:30 this morning. Police say a car was traveling on the 202 when it lost control and hit the median. It spun and ended up facing the wrong way in the road with a tire on the other side of the Loop 202. The driver fled on foot as soon as the car stopped. A female driver stopped on the right emergency shoulder and got out of her vehicle to check on the other car. But another car, say the wrong way car, swerved to avoid it and ended up hitting the woman. She died at the hospital. The driver of that car was also injured. Another car ended up hitting the wrong way car, and another 3 cars crashed shortly after. One of the drivers was arrested for DUI. The original driver has not been found. This investigation is ongoing.
New details tonight. In a deadly hit and run late last month, Phoenix police arrested 19-year-old Dina Neese in the case. 36-year-old Aaron Hornado was run over by 2 vehicles, killed in the crash February 27th near 35th Avenue in Peoria. He was in the crosswalk when he was hit. Neese is charged with leaving the scene of a deadly crash.